Welcome, folks. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're here in person or online. We're here at Club Passim this afternoon for an info session with Folk Alliance International, who are in town for the first inauguration of folks into the Folk and Americana Roots Hall of Fame in downtown Boston. And here to talk about the Folk Alliance and all that it has to offer, we have the Executive Director, Jennifer Rowe. We have the Deputy Director, Alex Mallett, and the Board President, Ashley Shabankare.
Hi, everyone. We're so happy to be here.
I feel like we're about to do like a really unique podcast right now. So someone, let's go improv comedy style and give us a topic for our podcast. Welcome to my humor. It is broken.
I want to say something personal. This was the first time that anyone introduced me publicly as executive director.
It is.
So
yes.
that seemed a little weird, and I'm happy that it was Matt Smith that did that. Yeah, that's exciting. It's really good to step into this role.
Should we introduce ourselves
Sure.
real quick first?
Even though Matt just did it,
That's
I'm
true.
Jennifer
Did it.
Rowe.
Yeah.
I'm the executive director of Folk Alliance International.
Yeah, I'm Alex Mallett, Deputy Director of Folk Alliance.
And I'm Ashley Shabankare. I'm Board President for Folk Alliance. Oh, it's so weird. I can see myself on the screen.
Yeah, this is cool.
This is just like when I play at clubs and there's TV screens and I'm like, do I really look like that the whole time I'm playing? And then I'm like, wait, what does the song go like? So this is exactly how it feels.
And Abby, I think we're happy to go with the slides and just kind of jump into stuff.
Oh, we can still see ourselves.
Yeah.
We can still see ourselves. It's Inception.
So, Ashley, you're going to introduce and tell us what
I-
Folk Alliance International is.
I'm going to
Next
be the one
slide.
that does the honor of introducing our organization. On the next slide. So I always like to make this joke. It's my new joke now, that even though I'm not the same birth year as Folk Alliance, I am the same age as Folk Alliance. So Folk Alliance is 35 years young. 1989. Hello, Taylor Swift. I'm 1988, but just on the cusp. And so we are the largest and leading organization as it relates to folk music. We are a membership-based organization. We are all about really strengthening the folk music community. I could read the slide word for word, but I'm optimally choosing not to because I know that we have folks in the room, folks online that are also reading this too. I can see that viewer count increasing. Welcome, folks. And so this is really all about uplifting folk music. We really view this as a space of music of the people, and that is what our community is about. It's all about of the people for the people. And so I'll kind of leave it in that high level space. We, of course, have produced an annual conference, which we're going to talk more about our programming with my wonderful colleagues.
Cool. I think next slide. So, yes, we produce an annual conference, which is the largest gathering for the folk music industry and community. Last year, we had about 2,250 people that attended a conference in Kansas City. But next year, we're going to Montreal, Quebec, Canada. It's going to be a really great conference. We had it there before in 2019. And that photo is just a street view of part of Montreal that I Googled and found and stole from the web.
I actually don't think that's Montreal. I think that's Quebec City.
No, that's Montreal.
No, are you sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Maybe
that's
it's-
Old Town.
Or it could be Boston. It kind of looks like.
I had a brief moment where I
Okay.
was like, is that New Orleans? I don't remember that street
It's-
before.
It is Montreal. I can't tell you the exact. I used to live in Montreal. I can't tell you the exact street, but I've been on that street. I know that. You know what? Everyone's a critic. That's all.
true.
It is. This is AI generated. Alex typed into an AI generator, show me a photo of what you think Montreal looks like. And this was it.
And you can see Alex in the background there if you like zoom in.
The hands look weird. Okay, next slide.
You can't trust us with anything.
Yeah, seriously.
You can't trust us.
So, yes, the conference does move around the country. and or really around the continent. It'll be in Montreal next year, as I just said. And we're also in the process of exploring where the conference will be after 2025. No new news to share there yet, but it's a really detailed process that staff and board go through together. Next slide. It's an international event. Last year we had folks from 46 different countries. Many of those are artists that are representing their folk traditions or their stories from the place that they come from, but it's also industry professionals from a wide range of countries. So that's been really exciting for us over the last decade or so, is really growing that international base and owning the international in our title. Next slide. In terms of delegates, the conference has a really unique structure that I'll talk about in a second, but it's attended by artists and industry professionals, roughly half artists, but then also really every type of industry role that touches on folk music. So labels, publishers, folks that work in the live music industry, festivals, venues, even educators, and then media, so that could be publicists, but it's also magazines or web, blogs and stuff that represent folk music. So it's a really exciting format. All these folks come together in one hotel space together, and that'll be the Queen Elizabeth, the Fairmont Queen Elizabeth Hotel in Montreal, which is where John and Yoko did the bed in 1969, I think it was. So it's a really cool, iconic hotel. And I think next slide, I forget what the next slide is. Who we will meet. Okay, yeah, this just talks a little bit more about the industry roles that are represented at the conference. I think it's unique among music industry events because it's really where industry meets community. And there are a lot of folks in the folk music world who wear multiple hats, or that that come to the conference from their business perspective, but also treat it as a family reunion too, and really connect and share best practices, but also see themselves as part of an interconnected web and an ecosystem that keeps folk music alive. Next slide.
So part of our conference is producing official showcases. Official showcases, Folk Alliance has about 160 of these. It's a juried application process. I'll mention this again later, but our applications for the Montreal conference open up on May 1st. We have jury members from all over the industry, from festival presenters to agents to other artists that apply to do this. These artists are tour ready, they're touring already, or export ready, and they perform a 30-minute set on a full production stage. It is a pretty competitive process. Last year we had, or in the past we've had 800 to 1,000 applications for 160 spots. We have to make sure that they represent a diverse spectrum of folk music globally. And they also get promoted by Folk Alliance in the build-up to the conference. It's a key part of our conference. We have showcases on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night that are the official showcases. And if you want to check out you're fine, you can keep it on there. If you want to check out our Spotify list we have on Spotify, our 2024 official showcase artists to get a sampling of who was there last year. Another really unique portion of Folk Alliance are the private showcases. Our private showcases are intimate, small venue concerts that are in hotel guest bedrooms. In Kansas City, we had about 80 of these. One of our hosts, Janet over here, hosted a room called Janet's Planet. And our hosts are actually doing the programming and presenting of these rooms. Folk Alliance organizes the structure, but the hosts are really the ones that are in charge and responsible for those rooms. Many of the hosts will have the bed removed. They'll have like 10, 15 chairs or whatever as comfortably fits in there. You may only have 2 people in the room listening to you, or you could have 20, 30, 40, I don't know how many people you can fit in there. It really depends. It's up to the host to promote that and to the artist to promote their individual showcases. An act can perform up to 6 individual showcases. We implemented that rule after the pandemic. We actually started talking about it in 2020, but implemented it in 2022. Anyone that's registered for the conference can perform and or host a private showcase room. There are several artists that choose to host a room as an opportunity to do something collaboratively with others. So it's a great opportunity. I would advise, if you've never been to Folk Alliance, to try it out first before you try to do too many things. Next slide. During the day, this is a conference like any professional conference. We have daytime programming. This is an opportunity for you to learn about your craft, to learn about your industry. And we always like to remember, especially, pretty much everybody that works in the folk music industry are entrepreneurs. Most of the folks that come to our conference are working for themselves. Some of them work for large agencies or publicists, but the majority of our folks are entrepreneurs and really have to consider running their business and learning certain things. So we have panels during the day, workshops. We also have keynotes. You'll see a list of past keynotes, including Billy Bragg all the way down to Vice President Al Gore, which was fun. We have peer sessions. It was a fun session, I promise you. It was a random thing that happened, but it was also very fun. Peer sessions that connect members with common industry roles, like peer sessions for festival bookers or for agents and managers. And then affinity groups where folks are connecting members based on their shared identities. Our panels are programmed to inspire our community. We do have a process where we open up panel submissions. We have a person on staff that also curates along with our board programming committee. And yeah, it's a great way for you to, and if you do come to the conference, I would highly encourage that you to attend these daytime programming events. It's an excellent way to meet people and to network with each other, because a huge part of our conference is to meet each other and to learn and to really take advantage of the opportunity to network. Next slide, we're talking about some upcoming dates. As I already mentioned, May 1st is the opening of official showcase applications in addition to our panel submissions. So please put that on your schedule. I do not remember when applications close for official showcases, but trust me, it will be in that email. And then on July 1st, we are opening the registration for our conference, as well as volunteers. If you have, volunteering is an excellent way to not pay for registration. So donating your time and you get a comp registration. And also, if you're a first-time attendee, applying for a first-timer scholarship is also a great way to come. But watch out, because once you come, you'll want to keep on coming back. I promise you that. So we'll have those applications open July 1st. Our hotel block will block the bookings of multiple hotel blocks, because we will, frankly, the Fairmont is a very fancy hotel, and it's a little bit expensive. So we are making sure that we have other price points available for hotels that are nearby. And then hosting a private showcase will also open July 1st as well. Next slide, please. This is you, buddy.
This is me again. Okay. Thank you for the reminder. So our community also extends beyond the conference. As we mentioned, it's about 2,200 people that attend the conference. But there's also a really cool web of other ways that we connect with our audience on Instagram and Facebook, through our email. We have great traffic on our website too. And then our membership as a whole represents about 3,500 people who are members throughout the year. Next slide.
And this is Ashley.
This is me. I was wondering earlier if y'all put a trombone on here because I play trombone, and then I was
Yes,
like, is
we
that really
did.
why? Wait, for real?
No.
Oh.
It's a coincidence.
I was like, this is a
We
coincidence.
decided, you were there when we decided who was going to do each slide.
I know, but like
It's
I
pretty
didn't
random.
fully process in my brain until now. Clearly, the caffeine finally kicked in. So we also have regions that serve FAI, and these are smaller organizations that are more locally based to make those connections with our members across the U.S. And then, of course, we also have Nordic Folk Alliance, so across the Nordic countries. So the great thing about each of these regions is that they also hold their own conferences, and they also have their own unique programming. I think the first one coming up next is SURFA, and that's the weekend of May 9th through 12th, Mother's Day weekend. That's the only way I'm connecting it in my brain is Mother's Day weekend. And then others happen after that, and don't ask me because I don't have the dates
Nordic Folk
memorized.
Alliance.
I only have one memorized. Nordic Folk Alliance is in April, right?
It's actually in May this year.
It's in May this year? Oh, see,
It
I don't have dates memorized, y'all. I use calendars to look at dates, except I had SURFA memorized because it was Mother's Day weekend.
Well, the fact that you know that Mother's Day was on the 12th is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's because I love my mom. Yeah, that's why.
I'm glad.
See, this is a podcast, everyone. This is truly
I
a
think
podcast.
we could totally do a podcast.
I would do a podcast. But the regions are a great way to be connected to our work. Again, they are smaller organizations. They are doing their own unique programming. And it's a way if going to a location like Montreal doesn't feel as attainable or for folks, that we have different spots in the U.S. in which you can go to and connect with folks that are closer to you in proximity. And I think that is the beauty of our regions. Next slide.
So, as Alex already mentioned, we have about 34, actually, I think it's about 3,800 members right now as a part of our organization. We are a member-based organization, and membership is key to our organization. One of the biggest things that you get as a member of Folk Alliance that I'd say about 70% of the folks that become members do it to get a conference discount. But our goal really over the next year or so is to build up our member benefits and to make sure that people are becoming members of the organization, not just to receive a conference discount, but because they see value behind being a member of Folk Alliance by Folk Alliance providing year-round online programming, as well as other discounts or other services like service discounts, and just the community in general. We have a community platform called Chorus. We hope to engage more opportunities in that platform for folks to interact with each other. And then also voting. Of course, folks can vote for our Folk Alliance board as well as the region that they are part of. And then the IFMAs, that's our International Folk Music Awards. There will be opportunities for our members to vote for the Best of Awards. And we plan on changing that process a little bit more this year. And we hope to announce some of those changes later this summer. And you can learn more at folk.org/join.
Is this me? Okay, good, cool. So there are many ways to get involved with Folk Alliance. First of all, we're really excited. We haven't done a full launch of this yet, but May 1st we'll be announcing we're doing an online conference called Folk Plus. That'll be in partnership with our regions. It'll be a combination of programming and educational opportunities, networking opportunities, and all online. So keep an eye out for that. We welcome anyone to become a member of Folk Alliance. Going to the regions is a great first step for anyone who hasn't been before. My experience, I came into Folk Alliance as an artist before I worked here, and I found I made a lot of connections through the regions that were really relevant to me when I was kind of performing regionally back then based in New York. Volunteering is a great way to get involved at the conference. Again, it's sort of a way, the conference is so big, it's 2,500 people. It can be quite overwhelming, and volunteering can be a great way to make some friends naturally doing kind of your shifts together and cut down some of the costs too. Hosting a showcase room is a great way to be involved. It is a lot of work, I think, as many of our hosts could attest, but it's also a wonderful experience. And then Chorus is an online platform that our members have available. If you go to folk.org, it's pretty prominent on our homepage. This is a really neat online platform that kind of mimics social media, but without
You're going to scare them.
without the polarizing factors and the algorithmic factors. But it's a place to connect with other folks in the folk music community, and people will announce their releases there or ask questions. A lot of the conversation so far has been around the conference, but we're seeing more engagement as the months go on too. And the Folk Plus virtual conference will be really tied in with Chorus as well. And then the last bits are to follow us on social media. We post all of the updates, all of our deadlines that come out, and join our email list where we're, all the information about Folk Alliance is there too. Next slide, which I think is the last one.
Questions.
Questions. Yay.
Damien. It is currently not limited to members. Right now, eventually down the line, we may limit it just to members. We're trying to figure out what model works best for us. But right now, as we're introducing it to people, we want to make sure that it's open to everyone, because the more engagement we have, the better interaction will be for folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, that's a good question. I'm not sure what the final decision was on performances.
I think,
And we're talking about Folk Plus for those that didn't hear the question.
yeah, so Folk Plus, we're still developing the programming and what it'll look like. So the way it's developing is each of our regions kind of has a part to sort of showcase the way that they do things. And I know that there's been discussions about how showcasing might be involved in it, but it's definitely stay tuned, because we had a meeting about it a week or so ago, but I don't remember where it landed. But that'll be a part of the announcement, I hope, on May 1st.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the exciting thing for us is that we're doing this in collaboration with our regions, and that it really is an opportunity for everyone to see how deep and wide our organizations go, and an opportunity to see a sneak peek of each region, so that you can learn to see maybe that's an opportunity for you to go to those various regions as well. And some of these regions have great online resources year-round, and that aren't necessarily limited to folks that live in their region. So hopefully this is a chance for you to hear about those. Thank you, Thea. Well,
Any other
Awesome.
I think we answered every question. This
Wow,
is
that
great.
was all the questions.
No one
Yeah.
asked what is
So-
folk music. This is good.
That's so good. That's so good.
we could answer that though.
I don't know if I'm prepared.
Okay. Well, we were interviewed today by PBS as they are gathering video content for the Folk Americana Roots Hall of Fame. I think they're airing it later this fall. I just want to say that they said we did a good job.
They did.
Yeah.
We did a good job.
Yeah.
Someone else validated us.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alex and Ashley in particular just nailed it. I think y'all nailed it.
I'm going to give
I
you
think-
some credit too.
Yeah,
You
I-
nailed it
we
too.
all nailed it.
Yeah.
We did. We're so gifted and talented.
Again, this is our podcast today.
Yes.
Welcome to our podcast.
We like to
taping.
hear our voices.
I think if that's it for questions, I mean, we're excited to meet everyone in the room and just say hi, hear what everyone's up to. You know, this is a really, we're a part of a really wonderful community, and that's a part of it that's so important to us, is just kind of connecting and seeing how things are evolving on the folk music scene, you know, here in Boston or anywhere around the country or around the world. So it's really exciting to see what's going on. It's awesome to be here at Passim.
Absolutely. Thank you all for hosting us. And I do want to say that I've heard rumors that we may be in Boston in the future. It's interesting because I didn't know about that. But as Alex has stated, we are in the process of going through a request for proposal and asking different cities to provide us proposals for hosting our conference in their city. And Boston is on the list of a city that has sent us proposals. So I don't know where we are in that process, but we're looking at a bunch of cities, and it comes down to the cost of the city, the cost of being at a hotel, and whether or not they have space. So that's as far as I can go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
that's what I
great.
thought.
Perfect.
I could,
I
feel
could
it.
tell
Yeah.
that you could fit 3,000 in this room.
Yeah.
Having managed a room smaller than this size, I can easily tell you 3,000 is the right size for this room. Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sardine Fest 2026, here we come.
Or 27, I don't know.
Or 27.
Or maybe 28, who knows? Where do you all want to go? If we didn't have it in Boston, where would you like our conference? San Juan.
And one, that would be awesome, actually. That would be really.
Somerville. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool.
Montreal is a quick train ride. Are you serious? Oh, well, that's annoying.
that's stupid.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Wow,
Okay.
cool.
Good to know. Good to know.
Learn
Sweet.
something new. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool.
Well, thanks for being and joining us today.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.